Back when I finished my bachelor degree at university, I decided to take a 3-week vacation in South Korea with a couple of friends. And because I decided to make good content in Korea, I decided to go from my G70 or G7 to my S5 Mark II. But this video is not about the cameras here. This video is about what I did in Korea and what I can show you using the photos and videos I took with the new camera. But before I made it to Korea, of course, I had to get there. And it was my very first time stepping foot into a plane and doing an immediately 13-hour straight-up flight. Yeah, I was excited, especially because I'm afraid of heights. And I was even so excited and wanted to share with you that I decided to, in fact, return a whole vlog just using my phone, even though I got a new camera. Yeah, I just wanted to see how well it goes with recording a whole vlog just with a phone, which would be a bit easier, I would say, of an entry, because this camera was completely new and I didn't know how to properly operate and set it up. You know, the idea of trying to vlog something with a different camera reminds me of something.
Ich bin gerade aufgestanden, habe mich vorbereitet. Ich fliege jetzt zum allerersten Mal beim Leben mit dem Flugzeug und ich weiß nicht, warum meine Nase jetzt gerade so blockieren muss, aber ich bin ein bisschen angeschlagen, ich weiß nicht warum. Die letzte Convention war ein bisschen anstrengend, aber ich lasse mich davon nicht abbringen. Ich werde jetzt eine wunderschöne Zeit in Südkorea haben. Genau, ich nehme das jetzt gerade mit meinem iPhone auf. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wie gut das klingt, wie gut das funktioniert. Ich werde jetzt mal schauen, Kamera habe ich auf jeden Fall wieder dabei, das heißt, es werden ein paar Bilder und Videos gemacht, aber ich schau mal, vielleicht mache ich mal wieder so einen kleinen Vlog hier. Ja, ich muss jetzt auch gleich direkt zur Bahn, weil, naja, ich muss jetzt erstmal zum Flughafen kommen und treffe dann halt meine Kollegen da. Ich muss jetzt auch schauen, ob die Bahn überhaupt kommt, weil genau heute hieß es, hey, Störungen im Verkehr, genau da, wo du hin musst, weil wir sind die Bahn und wir wissen genau, wo die Leute hin müssen und wir machen dann genau da Streiks. Yeah. Außer es ist überall und ich habe es nicht mitbekommen. Aber egal, ich gehe jetzt mal los.
And so I did get going, using my biggest suitcase I had. Yes, this was all I could get at that time, and the camera video as well. Arriving at the train station, I was swiftly picked up by my friends, so we made it to the airport by car, just so we would be in time for our flight. It was really exciting going to the first ever flight, even so exciting also that I felt most of the time just getting to the airport without even getting on the plane itself. I have several videos recorded just getting there. With this excitement filling me and my friends together with me, it didn't take long until it was time to get on the flight. And yeah, the first tip I learned was to eat some gum while departure and landing to help relieve the pressure building up from different air pressure around you. The rumors about the seats being too small was something I was afraid of. Being 1.88 meters tall, I was afraid my legs would be pressed right against the other person's seat in front of me for 13 hours, but it was alright. Could have been more spacious, but I survived. The view on the plane was just amazing. I didn't know how I would react looking out the window because of being afraid of heights, but damn, I enjoyed it. I mean, look at this. While I was looking out the window and enjoying the view, we were introduced to my first ever trying out of food and drinks on a plane. And yeah, of course, my friend and I had to taste it and give it a rating.
Ja. Gönnt dir, Brudi.
Also, schwarzer Tee. Ich korrigiere eine 6. Ich habe vorhin gesagt, eine 6,5 ist eine 6. Dann das Bier.
Guter Sound.
Atmen lassen.
Siehst jetzt sehr überzeugt aus.
4. 4 ist fair.
Okay. Jetzt bin wäre ich dran, I guess.
Ja.
Ich mach mit dem Tee auch. Ja. Es schmeckt doch wieder ein bisschen lasch. Schon so 5,5 bei mir.
Fair.
Jetzt. Das haben wir überhaupt super light.
SQL Light.
SQLite, genau. Datenbank von. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was so viel da steht. Was sagt die Farbe? Sehr gelblich schon.
Ja, ist halt wie so ein amerikanisches, ne?
Ich riecht auch schon süß. Das Bier? Also ich mag
Also,
ja Bier nicht.
Ja, deswegen, also ich weiß nicht. Ich fand es jetzt nicht super arsch, es ist wenigstens kalt.
Es ist wenigstens kalt. Das macht es auf jeden Fall angenehm. Aber es ist kein Bier.
Ja.
Es ist ein bisschen Wasser.
Ja, true.
Ah ja, was soll man machen? Also haben wir jetzt endlich mal was gegradet. Wir haben leider das Hauptmeal vergessen. Ja, war ganz gut eigentlich.
Ich hab gerade Bock auf so eine Review. Ich muss ja erstmal das Ganze hier antasten. Ich muss ja erstmal belegen. Das ist ja stressig für so ein Video. Und ich gucke mir dann zu, wie Scheiße Beleg oder was. Okay, ja. Kleinen Snack.
Solide.
Okay. Ja, gute Schwarzwälder Schinken. Ist okay. Das ist 7, kann man so machen. Eine G-Zone.
Sehe ich mich auch. Ich mag den Käse tatsächlich sehr, obwohl ich Käse nicht so mag.
Ich liebe Käse, ja, doch, Käse ist schon.
Aber das ist wirklich guter Käse. Der da. Ich meine, ich will dich jetzt nicht forcen, das ist so Speedrun hier alles, aber du wolltest ein Review machen.
Ich mach gar keinen Bock, aber. Solide. Ich würde eine 7 geben. Eine 7. So 50 Punkte. Nehme ich.
Ja.
Das war mein Review.
Läuft schon?
Ja.
Okay, perfekt. Also wie man sehen kann, ich bin mal wieder zuvörlich gewesen. Ich muss sagen, das Brötchen gefällt mir wieder relativ gut. Ich sage, so kann man die gut essen. Ja, bei den Schwarzwälder am Kernland. Da sehe ich eine 6. 6 bis 7. Ja, machen wir 6,5 bitte einfach. Right, literally. Ja, ist schon eher so richtig völlig, würde ich sagen. Der ist schon ein bisschen fade, er hat ein bisschen mehr Geschmack. Auch der Käse, wie ich eben schon gesagt habe. Der kriegt die ganze Zeit. Da gehe ich mit nur 8 mit. 8,5 noch nicht, aber es ist einfach eine Präferenz bei mir, weil ich Käse nicht so mag.
Sehr selten.
Oh! Der hat sogar Pfirsich-Maracuja.
Digga.
Der Kollege hat einfach Esstier. Da musst du auch gleich gemacht. Ja, so wird rausgehen jetzt. Ich würde sagen, da gehe ich mit der 7. Mit der 7 auch nicht.
Schon. Nice.
Ein bisschen intensiver sein können vom Geschmack. Aber geht auf jeden Fall in die richtige Richtung.
After tasting and rating drinks and food, playing on the Switch, it helped the time flying by, just like we did flying by past those islands that you see here, and then safely landing directly in Seoul. Now that we landed, what was the first thing to do? Of course, we had to find our Airbnb location and get our essentials. It didn't take long until I pulled out the camera and took some pictures. And was just different from what I was used to do. It was also so much to take in, and I didn't fully grasp that I'm indeed in a country on the other side of Earth. And because everything was so different and cool looking to me, I took a lot of photos and filled up my SD card with loads of photos just around our Airbnb area. The only problem was that this camera was just so new to me that I didn't know how to handle it properly, and some of those photos are just not properly exposed. And also I used the manual mode of the camera while the manual video mode was set to vlog, meaning I shot photos in vlog profile. And then in editing I had to always match the exposure again. But let's talk about what you can see on the photos. The first thing that I saw was all those wires hanging between the houses, which is a sight you don't get in Germany. Together with those mesmerizing deep alleys and tall buildings, it really made you feel small. Also, together with all those wires, everything was just full of something. You've seen signs here, advertisements there. It was just always something drawing your eye in, which I see positively. I mean, I'm describing right now stuff from Seoul that I have seen, but the city itself also has differences. I mean, it's a very large city, so you have more countryside-ish looking and more metropolitan looks. On the one hand, you had those quiet streets, but also the always filled main streets of another part being used, and it's just, on the one hand, it just felt so alive in some scenes, and in others there was no human soul, but the buildings and cars were proof that there was human life. You get what I mean? And also, we didn't just use one location to stay in Seoul, we also switched places a few times and got to see different parts of Seoul. So we decided to go from a smaller house straight up into the city and look at the view from our hotel. So, look, there was also some place which was very interesting to see for me, which is the Starfield Library, which is basically a shopping mall around and combined with a library where you could like buy your coffee at Starbucks and directly pick up your book to read or get home with this, all in the same building. Next to that, we also visit the Olympic Stadium of Korea, a museum about the history, which had a wonderful and beautiful shrine with a lake in front of it. And also we visited the Red Road, the student quarter. We also took the time to visit one place which I say is quite obvious to visit, and it's the wall dividing North and South Korea. But before you get there, you have to book a tour directly to the spot, and inside that tour you will be taken towards the border by a bus with tour guides and all the other people that booked that. And it was a very big group that we were in, at least, because every seat of the bus was taken. While we were getting closer and closer to the walls, we also got more information from the tour guides. Like, for example, the Demilitarized Zone, which is by government allowed to reside there without having to pay for rent and stuff. The only downside to that is that there's constant monitoring by military, also family members being far away and the job security that you need to have. But hey, no need to pay rent or having to use a key for your house, right? Because it's the safest place, you don't have to lock the doors. Because if there's a crime, it will be seen constantly. Sadly for us, during our time when we were in South Korea, the man on the other side of the wall, you know, the leadership man, he had a bad time and we couldn't get close to like the actual wall, but some far away, and we still got very close to see it, but we couldn't get directly to it. And you can see that the Demilitarized Zone is a total contrast to Seoul. It has wide open fields, hardly any houses, and like the people in that area are like self-supporting, so they planted their own crops, etc. The outside from what we have visited gave just such a peaceful view with all those fields and mountains. It was just very nice to look out from atop the border that we were allowed on. But it wasn't just the outside that was interesting. There was a whole exposition of the history beneath the border. We even got to see one of the tunnels that the North Koreans tried building, invading South Korea, and it was very interesting to see also all the attempts that were made. But for me, there was a downside. It was hard for me to visit all of this because it was like Korean sized and I'm not Korean sized, so I was barely able to walk through that, and people were laughing at me. Also at the end we learned about the flag war between North and South Korea, where both countries are competing by building a bigger flag post than the other. I mean, you can hardly see it on my photos because I'm so far away, but I was still able to take pictures of that. During our 3 weeks vacation, we weren't just in Seoul. We also did take the train to Busan and then checked in close to the beach. Arriving, I just immediately smelled the sea and felt the warm and hot sun mixing up with it. That was just a true feeling of like classic vacation kicking in right there. But also it was still a big city, so the parallels to Seoul were there, but it was still very different. And at the beach, we also learned something very crucial in Korea. Bathing is only a seasonal thing, and September was clearly not warm enough. 35 degrees Celsius and calm water, burning sun, nah. Too late. Don't go bathing. I mean, you could still go bathing, but I didn't bring swimming trunks because I wanted to buy them in Korea, which would also have been a problem with the sizes, but that is a different topic. There was nothing in the stores because it was out of season. We still made it into the water thanks to my friend just lending me a second pair of his swimming trunks. I don't have that much of Busan to say, but we also visited what we called the Korean favelas, also called Gamcheon. But in the comparison to the favelas, Gamcheon isn't a slum. It's a historical and artistic village set up on top of a mountain. You can really see the effect of the initiative in 2009 to turn this formerly residence for war refugees into its own art project. It was just so nice walking through those colorful streets and seeing all kinds of them and seeing all kinds of colors on the walls of those houses. And also because it was set on top of a mountain, you were able to see all the colors from down below with just one view. All of a colorful mix. And honestly, it's just so much good stuff. I don't have to say much more about it. Just enjoy those pictures. And man, I had a blast taking pictures. I mean, pictures alone, I have like 981 media files on my server. So yeah, I used that time. And maybe you've seen I did stop vlogging most of the time because I just wanted to enjoy the vacation. There was something that you can take from my vlogs at the beginning. My friend and I, we enjoy food a lot. So we tried a lot of different restaurants in Korea, and damn, those guys know how to cook. And this also concludes everything that I want to show with you, because like I said in the beginning, this was a vacation also with some friends. So we did something there too, which is just for private stuff. Korea is a wonderful place with some wonderful people there. There is a bit of a language barrier, but using like translators, it's just so easy to get through. And also most people, younger people, speak English. Also a lot of them spoke German. I hope you enjoyed traveling with me, getting on this experience and adventure. And I hope to see you also in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.